Now, this conversation may be tough and triggering, but it's very important after the story of TikTok star Emma Atienza, whose death shocked not only the nation, but her global following as well. Emma's honesty about her mental health struggles opens a broader discussion about how social media can both support and harm young people's well-being. And now, entrepreneur and content creator Carlo Ople is launching a program providing free mental wellness and care for our young content creators. And Carlo is here with us today. Thank you, Carlo, for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And I appreciate what you're doing about providing a mental wellness and care program for our young content creators, because the passing of Emma Atienza has struck a chord in the online community, of course, and we're more aware now that she's not alone. How would you describe social media today, especially for our young content creators? How safe are they, but also how vulnerable are they?
I think, so one of the programs we'll be doing is called the Creator Caravan, which we've been going around the country teaching content creators best practices. And on the same time, it's a way for us to ask them what their problems are, what are they facing, what are the challenges. And during the Q&A session, we did it already in Hagunoy, Bulacan, and in Capitolio, Pasig. The question on how to deal with haters and how to deal with bashers comes up every single time. And I've done content creation talks probably for the last, 10 years. And it's a recurring question, especially when you go to schools, when you do the talks on how to be an influencer in probably, yung mga high school, colleges. It's a pressing issue for them. The problem kasi with social media is if you are not ready to deal with haters, if you're not ready to deal with negativity, then it takes a heavier toll on you. So for example, I became a content creator when I was already in my mid-30s. So it was not an issue kasi binugbog na ako ng buhay.
You are well-equipped by then.
Oh yes, we've gone through so many things in life already. We've had our ups and downs, we've had our heartbreaks, we've had bullies, we've had controversies thrown at us. So by that time, an anonymous comment doesn't really hold too much bearing. But the problem is, if you are a young creator, you are not equipped.
It is a different story, diba?
Exactly,
If you're a teen, especially. And teens now can be overnight sensations, diba?
And without the proper guidance, training, support, and maybe an avenue to talk to, that's where, situations like this can come up. And that's what prompted us to take a look at how can we help and how can we support Filipino creators. Because if you ask a lot of young people what they want to be when they grow up, a lot of them say they want to be content creators.
Oo nga eh.
A lot of them say they want to be on YouTube, they want to be on TikTok. And yet, the support that is given to them outside of like promotions and becoming famous, but more on the mental wellness support, is not really there. And that's why that's what we want to address by expanding the Creator Caravan. So the problem with the caravan is we can only go to certain places at one time. Diba? We can go to one place, talk to ex-creators, one place, talk to ex-creators. So we were thinking of coming up with a support line that content creators can reach out to if ever they're having difficulties dealing with bashers or haters. So that's already in the works. We're still finalizing, and the pen is not yet on the paper with the partner that we have.
But what date are you targeting as to
early as
the
next
start
week.
of? As early as next week. So this caravan is intended to go not only in Luzon, but eventually.
The caravan is ongoing and will keep on going until I run out of places to go to, because that's just like part of our mission to equip the next generation of content
creators. And as long
creators.
as you have the funds, no?
Yes, but specifically for the mental wellness program, it will be an online place or channel where you can reach out if you're a content creator, if you need support, if you need help, if you need to set up a call with a professional therapist. The first layer, the first aid part of it will be free. So kunyari kung content creator ka tas nahihirapan ka to deal with the basher, to deal with people hating on you. Let's say you posted something wrong and suddenly you're the victim of being canceled. Diba, who do you talk to? How do you get help? At in those situations, you need professional support. You need professional help. Kasi if you go to a friend who's not equipped to either empower you or to listen to you, you might not get the help that you need. But if you get professional help, which I think we should really take away the stigma. Diba? Kasi some people still think na parang mental illness or mental wellness is like some sort of weakness na that should be, you know, looked down on. It's not. Everybody deals with it every day. And professionalizing the support and the you know, the care for it is something that we should really look into. Kasi lives are at stake, as we've seen here.
Yeah. And cyberbullying also and online hate being canceled happens more and more these days.
Yes,
ano?
exactly.
And it's very alarming. And Emma's story also reminds us to be careful when giving hasty judgments. And we are also in a hyper-connected world that has both pros and cons. It can be a safe space where you connect with a lot of people, but also there's online hate, diba? Cyberbullies. So, ano ang foremost advice mo that you give to those asking, how do you deal
with the haters?
Yes.
Well, I give 2 points of advice. No? One, if you're more seasoned already, you have to take a look at it for what it is. It's engagement. Which means na higher the engagement, higher the views. So
At least nanonood sila,
So kumbaga,
ganon.
take the positive from the negative. So parang instead of, di ba, having someone reply to your opinion is better than no one reacting at all. So if
That's what we say.
Di ba? So if you take that mindset, then you're putting up shields already and you're already taking a look at it from a different perspective and angle. Di ba? So, ayun yung number one advice that I give. Kasi it means na you're actually getting traction, di ba? Na you're actually getting, kumbaga, your opinion is resonating with either pros or cons to whatever it is.
But for a young mind, yung wala pang shield na ganon, hindi pa equipped to filter all those hate comments.
Ako,
pwede
ang
nang
suggestion ko talaga, if it's a minor, it should be with guidance of their parents. And when I say guidance with their parents, either you turn off the comments so that the child or the content creator is protected. And we've seen that happen already. There's a international creator, si Outdoor Boys or si Outdoor Tom. He's a family creator. Tapos napansin niya na his kids were being, kumbaga, na-pressure with the comments. So what he did as a parent, turned off the comments. And the channel still grew and grew and grew off the strength of its content, of the strength of what they were putting out. So because he was able to provide a safe space, kumbaga, for his family and for his kids, they kept on creating content. So if you're young, I think you should have that conversation. I mean, if you're a parent of a content creator, you should have that conversation siguro with your kids. Now, if you're a young content creator and you're really getting into content creation, I really feel like having a good support group matters a lot. And when you say a support group also of not just of people who love you and ano, diba? But also having the support of either professional mental wellness professionals. Kasi that's really key.
And this is something that you will provide
Yes,
in
we will offer it for free.
the caravan.
Yes. And during the caravan, so again, it's 2 things, the physical events where we go to. We have sessions there na if creators want to talk to us. We have, so for the next step, for the next leg, we'll actually have a mental health professional with us. So if anybody in the audience would want to talk to the professional to get advice, to seek guidance, then they're there, they can help. But also, pagdating sa mga, yun nga, if it's spur of the moment, it's online, they need support, they need help, hopefully by next week, it should be up.
Yeah.
They can just stay tuned, for example, to my page for announcements. And hopefully we get to help a lot of Filipino creators. Kasi I really have a heart for that generation and that people, those kind of people. Kasi young creators, if they're guided well, they are not just like influencers in the sense of the niches that they're in, but they can be really voices of
That's
change.
true. And this community is growing.
Yes, super fast.
Yes.
And the more empowered your citizenry is, including your influencers, the better it is for the country, lalo na if they speak up on social issues that matter.
Carlo, let's talk about cyber threats. How rampant is it in the country, and are we doing enough to fight it?
When you say cyber threats, do you mean like bullying, or do you mean like cybersecurity issues? More the bullying.
More on the online hate and bullying.
Well, it's lalo lang now because we're in such a polarized country, di ba? When it comes to our politics, you have a lot of people who will cancel you left and right if you speak your mind, especially if you decide to speak in behalf of one of the various camps that are there. But the only good thing that I'm seeing now is that if there's one unifying theme across all people, is that they hate like what they're seeing, diba, with the corruption and stuff. So sometimes wala na yung kulay na ano ba yun, pink,
no
yellow.
politics, no political color.
Yes, which is good. But there really, the internet in its truest form, you will really have like vile people there. You will really have bullies there. You will have anonymous haters there because that's the medium. Diba? That's the space where it, you know, that's how what it was built, kumbaga. And it's your responsibility, I think, if you are either a creator or as a business, to make sure that you have plans to protect yourself and to get this proper support. So again, which goes back to my point earlier, na mental wellness should be a preemptive thing. Diba? Na if you are getting into a career like this, the same way you would get a coach, diba?
Yes.
You'll get a coach for basketball. You'll get a coach for football. You need someone who can prepare you for the mental challenges of being a creator. Kasi it will be a lot. It's not just it's not even just the haters. It's the ups and downs of being a creator. Suddenly you're a superstar one night, the next day no one watches you anymore. So how do you deal with that loss of
And
faith?
it's also, we should normalize talking about it, no?
Exactly.
Sama matanggal na rin yung stigma.
Exactly. And then that's why I super appreciate you having us on this show, kasi we get to talk about it and reach a wider
And we're so
public.
glad to have you. Now, very briefly, let's talk about cybercrime now, because this is also a topic that you talk about in your
Yes.
platform. This is getting more sophisticated these days, and it's more rampant, it's scarier. So, are there enough laws to protect us from cybercrime?
I think there are a lot of existing laws already. It really boils down to enforcement. And I know that's been said a lot of times already, diba? But the challenge is the pace of how technology advances and how different types of crimes are created just evolves super fast. And it's like a cat and mouse game when it comes to figuring out how you're able to protect yourself properly. And in the same way, like I mentioned earlier, you have to be preemptive about it. If you're a business, if you're a organization, then you should have a cybersecurity plan in place. You should have SOPs if you get hacked. You should have protection for the users whose data you have. That's why you have a data privacy officer already if you're a company, diba, that's required by law. So there are laws in place that will try to protect the citizenry in the companies. But it's really a matter of constantly equipping yourself, constantly improving yourself, constantly upgrading your protection and your shields so that you're able to react and plan properly should a threat come and arise.
Pero yung more alarming now, at yung kumalat, all of a sudden, yung the text messages that supposedly came from a bank, and then all their money, their accounts were hacked, the money was gone.
I saw that.
How do you protect yourself from that?
Number one, when you take a look at your phone, the banks always mention this. They will never ask for your password. They will never ask for your, kumbaga, ano ba tawag dito? Yung mga sensitive information.
The OTPs also.
The OTPs, diba? The problem kasi is sometimes it looks official. Diba? It will say BPI or BDO.
Yes,
and how that happens usually, from what I know, they create like antennas that they put into cars that go around, that broadcast, and it hijacks the signal. That's already illegal by itself. That's already punishable by law. But how do you go after them and how do you try to arrest and identify people like that? I'm sure there's a process. I'm sure they're working on it.
Yes.
But until that gets resolved on the law enforcement side, the best thing that you can do is just be really wary. For example, me, I rarely look at the SMS messages on my phone anymore kasi parang there's no sense.
Pero I have a friend who's been victimized at ang sabi raw ng bank, hindi na maibabalik yung pera. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
These
Yes,
measures
I've heard stuff like that in the past. I think the best thing that they can do is to really file an appeal. Or if hindi pa talaga na pinapakinggan ng bangko, if they want to raise like public outcry against it, that they can.
Yeah.
But ultimately kasi what happened was talagang the bank's name was used, diba, by the criminal. And then what happened from there is that the person fell victim to the scam. So yun yung naging situation there. So kaya yung banks, they take the approach na, diba?
All right. I wish we had more time, Carlo,
same
but
here.
thank you so much for being with us today. And I hope how do people reach out to you for that mental health caravan?
Just take a look at my Facebook page. If there are any brands who want to support, we're very much welcome to having them on board. Kasi the initial funding will be through me and my organization. But what I want to do is to make sure that it lasts a long
Okay.
time.
Yes, I hope you get all the support you need.
Thank you.
Thank you again for being with us today.